like it often takes a little bit of time to get out here. I see you talking to the guys after the game tonight. How quick was the conversation? What did you say to them after that?
Repetitive result that's happening. Either we're going to make some adjustments and get tired of it, or it's going to keep happening. And so, message was short and sweet. It wasn't about the last play again. It was everything leading up to it. And we need some leadership, somebody that can calm us down and not get rattled when everything starts to go a little south. And I think it snowballs between our guys. And so, step up or do I have to stop all our momentum and pace and call a play? And so that's what I said to him.
Was there a moment tonight where you were kind of like letting the play ramp up and then eventually you had to step in and take off some stuff?
I mean, we started to in the fourth quarter to get specific shots, but for the most part, if we were getting stops like we were in the game, we were getting out and running and obviously playing well there. But like I said, it's the same. It's been the same result, and it's some kind of lack of mental toughness there, where something goes a little bad and we all start to drop our head, or everybody adds to it instead of stepping up and calming us. And so, that 15-2 run is what really stood out. End of second quarter and start of third, where things go well and we get tired of what got us there. And 9-2 run to end the quarter, gets them back in the game to some extent, come out, hit 2 threes. Fournier and these quickly and guys that we're supposed to chase over every time, we go under several times and let them get going. So, self-inflicted.
You said you need leadership, someone to calm it down. You've been with a lot of great teams. What does that look like? What does it look like in the room? What does it look like on the court? Someone stepping up and taking over?
Yeah, just in general, not adding to it. When things start to get sped up, at times it feels like everybody tries to do it on their own, and that adds to it. And so those short runs are, we could hold to 4, 5, 6 points. You got to understand time, score, situation, and when we need to slow it down to get a really good shot and not just play in that flow. Team scores 3 baskets in a row. We slow it down and get a quality shot instead of adding to it. And so just less hero ball and, some to slow us down and get us the shot we actually want. So a little bit of both extension of coaches on the floor and not get caught up in it.
You guys have pretty consistently been bad down the stretch of the season. Do you need to change up the closing lineup? Do you need to consider stuff like that to try to find the right mix down the stretch?
Yeah, I think we looked at several tonight, and we have across the board throughout the season. So I don't think it's a lot of times we don't have our starters out there. We did for a majority of it today, and then brought Dennis in late. So I think it's been consistent with whoever we have out there, honestly. So who's playing well that night, and offense and defense will obviously substitute for that, but it really hasn't been a specific lineup that's hurt us. It's been all across the board. So went with some guys that were hot tonight, and we wanted some size out there, and then when that didn't work, we went to a quicker lineup and got hurt on the boards a little bit. We had several several rebounds that bounced out of our hands that pretty much could have sealed the game. And so, like I said, just focus and lack of mental toughness at the end has been hurting us.
Yeah, you run a back-to-back. You started the fourth with the starting lineup, which nobody really does. Like, why didn't you want to start with the starting lineup?
Because of the way we played in the third. Bring our best 5 in, who have been playing the best.
So the second back-to-back, short bench tonight. Grant and Josh generally shoot the ball well. Didn't go with them at the end. Like a lot of missed threes off of pretty good looks at the end there. So I guess what was the decision there?
Who was playing the best? I mean, that third quarter run really hurt us. I can pick out 5 or 6 mistakes defensively, letting those guys get back in the game. And so we went with the guys that got us the lead at the start and had been more solid defensively. But it felt like a little bit of everybody on Fournier. Everybody had their chance on him and either couldn't stay with them or went under pick and rolls, and he got those open shots. So it was a total team effort as far as that.
We had a couple Zoom questions here, Coach. If we could, please. First from Mark Murphy.
Hi, Ime. Do you find that the bad decisions you guys make down the stretch are pretty much across the board? Turnovers, shot selection. You talked about the rebounding. Do you find that people just kind of short circuit when the game gets tight?
I mentioned, I think it's a lack of mental toughness to fight through those adverse times. So But to your point, it's across the board. It's a turnover here, a bad shot here, missed defensive assignment here, and several missed rebounds tonight. So it's a lot of different things. And like I said, a calming presence to slow it down and get us what we want is really what you need at that point. And sometimes we all get caught up in it.
One final Zoom question from your coach, from John Corrales.
It sounds like a lot of questions about the lineups there, but down the stretch, when you have Jason Tatum handling the ball, you have Smart and Shooter out there who are two ball handlers who are less than average three-point shooters. When Smart gives it up, I mean, can you explain the lack of shooting on the floor when Tatum gives it up, or when you have that personnel on there? Would it be better to have someone else handling the ball and having Jason catch it, off on the move?
Yeah, we have several. The set we were really running tonight, we have several different options out of where Jason handles, and we slip out and play on the second side. If we don't have anything with the guy in the corner, which was JB or Dennis, we throw back and get JT into another step up. So, Marcus hit some big shots there, but it's really the play design to not just go isolation with Jason, have several options out of it, and cause some confusion, which we did, and we got some good shots out of it. I think it worked well, that specific play. So it's a different thing. So going away from isolation as much and letting other guys be playmakers, but on the second side of the ball. And so we got to it a few times, and then Marcus hit a few, missed a few at the end. But across the board, I think we haven't had the best shooting year. So regardless of who we have handling out there, it's not always going to be the best shooters on the floor, especially when we have some defensive lineups as well.
It's got to reach a point where it's psychological, and here we go again, and you guys, they made runs at the end of the second quarter and third quarter to kind of put some pride into you. What happens down the stretch? I mean, you say lack of mental toughness, but it's not like, they're trying to do bad, but what happens in the fourth quarter with these games where it just seems like you guys can't hold leads?
Yeah, and I mentioned that before you came in. I think a big part of the game was that 9-2 run at this end of the second quarter, and the first 6 points to go on a 15-2 run coming out of halftime. And it's just making the right decision. You keeping your foot on the gas when you have somebody down instead of letting them back in and giving them hope. And similarly, what happened at our place, up 16 at halftime, let them get right back into it in the third quarter. So that's one area. Obviously, you always look at the end of the game, but it's several instances in the game that allow a team to get back into it, and I think that 15-2 run was huge there. As far as ending the game, at times you're searching for someone to calm us down, as I mentioned. Get the quality look we want, not get sped up and caught up in the emotion of the game. And so that's where, like you mentioned, the mental toughness. I think we get rattled at times, and when you can stop it at a 6-0 run. Instead, you let it snowball, and everybody kind of contributes to it instead of slowing us down and getting what we really want. So, area we have to grow in for sure.
How do you fix the lack of mental toughness?
It's to your point. It's guys getting rattled when it's not the end of the world. You still have a 12 comfortable lead, and you got to end that run. And so, 2-3 baskets, we have to understand time and score, and when we need a solid shot, and not just get caught up in the game. You have to play the game different in the first quarter than the fourth quarter. Different when the team's going on a run than when you're getting stops and getting out running. You can't play this. It's not open gym. You can't just play the same way the whole game. So we have to have a better understanding of that and, get the quality of shot that we want to stop a run. And not, like I said, not just get caught up in it and 4 or 5 guys all make the wrong play and it starts to snowball.
Smart was left open a lot. You get 2 in early in the fourth quarter. Do you want him taking that wide open 3 when it seems like the opposing team wants him? They'd rather have him take it than Jalen or Jason. How do you, him and Dennis, referring to John's question, how do you manage it when they're being left wide open?
Yeah, and I don't think they were doubling off Marcus. We caused some confusion on those first 2. He got some other looks out of that, but when they do take it out of Jason or Jalen's hands, those guys have to be playmakers. They're our point guards for a reason. And so if they have the shot there, we played the second side a few times, and, he knocked a few down. And so I know there was one he took where Jalen was open in the hydrant that he might have missed him there, but he got quality looks playing off of Jason, and that's what we're asking him to do is either take the shot or be the playmaker on the second side. And so, we have confidence in those guys that are in the game, defensively, of course, and then offensively, pick your player. Basically, nobody's had their career shooting year this year, other than maybe Josh and Grant. So, across the board, there's going to be some lack of shooting on the court at some time.